Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Bosky Outdoors. This is a little different, I know. No making fun of me, but there's no snow. I can't pull a sled. My back is too bad to carry all this stuff in a backpack, and besides, I got some really old stuff that is not very light. And I don't play much disc golf anymore, and this was my disc golf cart years ago. I made this, if that's any consolation, okay? I made this cart, and I think this is going to be my new way to get back here. I mean, this thing worked great. I mean, it never tipped over, never did nothing. And I know when I get this thing all rebuilt and get everything situated back here, I'll be bringing less and less. I mentioned that before. Back here with me, so eventually I will be able to backpack back here, and it won't be so bad. But for now, this is going to be great. Today's Friday, the 27th of March. Hope everybody's doing good with this COVID-19. Tonight at 11:59, Minnesota goes on lockdown. So I thought, well, I left early a little bit, and thought I'd get out here so I can get this going, because it's supposed to start raining tonight and rain all weekend. And granted, I know you can go out and go hiking and walking and that, and I assume that you can go drive to where you're going to go hiking, but I didn't want to deal with that coming out here and doing this in the rain tomorrow. So here I am today. It's Friday afternoon. It's 2:35. So I got to get this thing going and all ready to sleep in it tonight, and hopefully I don't get wet, when the rain comes around. So stick around. This is going to be a fun episode. Total reconstruction of everything here. So all right, let's get going. Later on, it will be Miller time. That's as far as they can go down. It hits that frost line, and that's it. So if you get them in about 10 inches, I think that'll be plenty. That'll hold the wall steady. Cool. Ah, I got all that ugly red rope off of there. I always meant to do that. It was just some rope I had laying around the garage. And got some new paracord here I want to use. And a little more inconspicuous. Took my cart, brought it over from the inside. So it's right side up like that. That's okay if it's a little crunched up because it's longer than what this is here. This is a 10 by 12 foot tarp, and I'm doing the short, the 10 foot, but this is only 7.5 feet, so I got, or 8 feet, so I got a little extra here, but that's okay. I'll crumple it up on the inside here, and then when I flip this over, it's going to hang over the edges a little bit on both sides, give me a little more waterproof when it rains and whatnot. It's not going to come right in, and I got something to tie onto also. Anyway, I got all these rafter braces on, and now I'm just putting this one underneath, going across underneath that way, just as a safety precaution in case something shifts. These things, if they want to fall off of here, because they're not going to be tied down, they're not going to fall down on top of me or anything. They're just going to land on this cross brace, and that'll be good enough to hold them up. And also, it's a nice cross brace if I want to hang something underneath there. kind of ugly right now the way it's sitting up there, but it'll be good enough for tonight. When it starts raining, it should keep the water from raining in on me, you know, for the most part. And any unwanted critters coming by, you know. There's coyotes around here, and it is spring. 55 degrees today. It's warm enough, and I know there's bears, black bears in this area. So I just don't want anything to come around and start licking the top of my head while I'm sleeping at night. So, not that they can't come around the front, but I feel a little safer with something on the side here. I don't think I have enough time to do the other side, so I'm not too worried about that because the tarp kind of hangs over that side a bit. So that'll keep the rain off me for the most part. As far as this side goes, I got some branches I can lean up against here a little bit, but I got an idea. Let's clean this area out. There's a lot of the sticker bushes, thorn bushes. I don't know if they're, I think they're buckthorn. Anyway, they're really nasty sticker bushes, and I don't like walking through them, so I'm hoping nothing else likes walking through them too. So I'm just going to throw them all around the sides. I figure it's better than nothing, huh? I think I watched Survivor Man, Les Stroud, and he was out doing one of his shows out in like the Serengeti or something like that. I don't remember where he was, but he was in Africa, and there was lions there and that, and he actually made his camp and surrounded it by really thorny sticker bushes. So it seemed to work for him because he's still alive today. Well, it's starting to get dark out. Set up my bed, and I'm gonna have to cook with my can stove tonight because when I got here, the landowner told me that he cut a bunch of brush on a different part of the property, and he was going to burn it, and he called to get a burning permit. And even though, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, last weekend there was still a lot of snow. I mean, if you saw my last video, there was a lot of snow that I walked through in that, and it's like almost all gone. There's just a few traces here and there, and but we haven't had any precipitation at all. No rain, no snow, I mean, in weeks. And so anyway, he called to get a burning permit, and apparently this county, usually this time of year, they have a burning ban. So can't even have a fire to cook my food. So luckily I brought my can stove. It's a contained fire, so I should be fine with that. And I brought it because in the morning when I get up, it's supposed to be raining, and I'm not going to be making a fire, you know, in the rain to cook my breakfast. So I was going to use a can stove anyway, and hopefully just be underneath the shelter here to do that. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping to sit around the fire and have a Miller and a cigar, and I guess I just got to sit around the can stove or warm up over the camera light. Anyway, losing light here. I gotta get going on this. Well, good news is when I took the tarp off last Sunday, all that ice that was right here, that all melted in that, and there's no more ice here, but the ground is kind of muddy underneath the leaves here, so I'm just going to try to spread these out. I might actually try to scoop up a little more, some more leaves out of the forest over here where it's been nice and dry and that, and throw them in here. I still got a tarp to lay on, but I still don't want to be laying on mud. Whew. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe the difference in this shelter, the way it was. I mean, the headroom I have now, I can actually sit up right here towards the back, whereas these used to be like right here. You know, I could almost touch them when I was turning over, laying on my side. I was probably 5 inches away from them. Now it's got a ton of room. Oh, this is awesome. And I actually shortened it about a foot, because it was 8 feet, now it's about 7 feet, and made it a little not as deep, but it's still fairly deep. You know, I'm still a ways away from the door. You know, in case it's raining or snowing, I'm a ways away from the door. If I have it open, unless I have something over it. But right now, I wanted it this deep. That way I could actually sleep 2 people in here if I wanted to. Miller High Life. Oh, it is the champagne of beers. Oh, what a day. It's 7:45 now. Starting to get dark out. I gotta have the light on now for the camera. But this has been a really crazy day. What a crazy day. I mean, 55 degrees. It's hard to believe that I actually worked this morning for 6 hours, and took off a little early. We were kind of slow, and anyway, on a good note, I got my shelter almost complete. Tomorrow I'm going to work on maybe making the heat deflector for the fire pit probably a little closer, and stand it up the way it should be, with a post driven in the ground. And while I was out walking around looking for some more logs and that, I found some rocks. I have them over in a pile probably 100 yards away. And oh, that's crazy. There's a moth flying right here. That's the first insect I've seen this year. Everything's waking up. But anyway, I got some rocks over there. Good thing I got my little cart. It's got the big basket on there. I'm going to load it up with the rocks and bring them over here and for the fire pit, and maybe have a campfire in a month or two. when they lift the burning ban. So anyway, I'm going to sit here and reflect on the day and maybe get something to eat. Sounds like somebody's taking some target practice over there. Trying to hold off an intruder trying to break in and steal a roll of toilet paper or something. I think I'm ready to eat something, but I am just too tired to go out in the dark and look for some sticks to make to get the can stove going. Anyway, so I got a couple of cheese sticks and a couple of Polish sausage that I was going to cook up with some onions and that, but they are fully cooked, so I'm just gonna eat them cold. I'm hungry now. Oh, they're good. I gotta savor this one. It's my last one. It's a quiet night. There's no wind at all. When I was out here last weekend, winds were blowing about 25 miles an hour. I'd use a can stove up on the table, and it was crazy. Weekend before that, I was out here, slept overnight, and the wind was blowing pretty good. The tarp on the top was going up and down, up and down, up and down. But I got it tied down a little better now. The only thing that would make it better is if I had a fire. Oh well. Getting a little chillier out here. That wasn't that bad of a dinner. A couple of string cheese and cold Polish sausage. Good thing I'm a Polak. I don't mind that. Okay, it's dessert time. And today's dessert is a Havana honey spiced rum. Just a little guy. It's been kind of a no-frills weekend, actually. I just love how quiet it is out here. You get out in the woods and quiet. A jet went by a little while ago, but it's just calms the nerves. It really does, you know. I'm gonna finish this and turn in. All right. We'll see you in the morning. Night. Well, good morning. It's actually not that bad out. It's probably maybe around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe. It's still a little chilly out. Maybe 35, 40. Anyway, slept okay last night. Well, I don't know if you could hear that, but there's a tom turkey over there gobbling. I've been hearing every bird known to man, it seems like, this morning. Spring has sprung. Geese are flying over. I heard ducks. I heard the turkey. The woodpeckers. Everything. It's cool. I like this. I usually don't like spring because it's kind of ugly, but it makes you feel good though, knowing that winter is over or almost over. So, heard the coyotes last night around 2 o'clock again. They were a long ways away. Luckily they stayed out there. Had a little bit of rain. I could just hear it hitting the tarp. Just a sprinkle. That wasn't much at all. And it's supposed to rain all day today, but seems like kind of broken clouds over there to the east. And I don't know, it is cloudy, but I don't know, maybe later on it'll probably start up. So I think I'll gather some sticks and that, and get my can stove going so I can make some chaga this morning, get something warm going and that. All right. Well, since I got up this morning, I think the temperature's dropped at least 5 degrees. It's got to be maybe 35 degrees now. Check the weather, and it's supposed to start raining pretty soon. I can see the clouds getting a little darker coming in. So I'm gonna go grab some rocks that I collected over there and bring them over here for the fire pit and try to get the heat deflector built up and pack up and get out of here for the day. Whew, yeah, it's getting cold. Alright, you could feel a little safer with the sheath on. Well, I think I got everything all packed up and cleaned up. Got some wood split for a month and a half from now when they lift the burning ban. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. Can't wait to get using the fire pit, you know, maybe in a month and a half when they lift the fire ban. But oh well, I mean, it's all about safety, and I have no problem with that. Thanks for coming with. Stay healthy, stay safe. See you next time on the trail. Click like if you like it, subscribe if you really like it, and share it with your friends, all right? Have a good day. Take care.